Hi, good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with INFP-A, Assertive Insights, and we have a Happy New Year for you. We've got your favorites here, backed by popular demand, and we have in the upper corner up here, we have Ingrid, who is radishraven, and we have Peter, who is vondelpete, and me. I've just told you who I was, and also I just want to say. We invited Brendan from Site Casserole. He was to come, but he has been ill. He said on his community page that he has not felt well for the past couple of weeks, so he will not be joining us, but he was invited and he missed being here, and we are going to miss him. So welcome both Ingrid and Pete.
Hi, great to be here.
Yeah. I thought what we do to get started is because this is a Happy New Year to everybody out there in YouTube land and our viewers and the new viewers who pick us up. To say thank you, and also just to tell you a little bit about us and our channel and what we're going to be doing in 2024, because since 2023 was great. So but we'll start with Ingrid's. Tell and where you are located. Don't have to tell you street address, but where you're, because we're around the world. Oh, I know. For the viewers, for the comment, what I want you to do is it's kind of like a little game. People who say INFPs are all alike and we're all stereotypical. We're not. We're around the world. I want you to put in the comments below how the three of us are alike. How the three of us are all alike. We're clones of each other, according to the creators. That's just a little game for you to do, and we're going to read them later. Okay, so Ingrid, tell about where you're located, again, your name of your channel and what your channel is about, and anything else.
Yeah, so my name's Ingrid. My channel name is radishraven. I live in Sweden, so it's 2 a.m. as we're recording this. And yeah, my channel is an INFP channel. I talk about my own experience as an INFP, and it's an INFP channel for INFPs. Yeah.
Okay, great. And how about you, Pete? You rather go by Peter. I know you call yourself Peter.
Yeah, I mean, I can go by anything. Slovakians call me Petko.
Petco.
Yeah, if they're Latin, I encourage them to call me Pedro. Pete and Peter, I haven't worked out my favorite, but it's whatever anyone wants is good. And yeah, I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I have an INFP YouTube channel. I guess that's what it is. When I first started it, I thought, I guess it's an MBTI channel. Sometimes I'm thinking of branching out beyond MBTI, or at least in the way that Ingrid does, and to just talk a bit more about my life. That's my intention, I think, going forward, to just try and expand it open a bit. But basically, that's it. I'm an INFP creator from Melbourne, Australia.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, as I said, I'm Dee from INFP Insights. I'm in North Carolina and the States, and so we do have the world basically covered here. And I started the channel 3 years ago just as a journal to myself. And actually, Brendan told me that he picked up on that, which was kind of scary because I didn't think anybody picked up on that. And then it's kind of morphed, and I don't know what. Right now, I think it's just what comes up in my brain. I had a plan, and when I followed the plan, I got kind of burned out because that's not what INFPs do, is follow plans. So now it's like when a spurt comes in my brain, I'm like, oh, I'll make a video about that. So yeah, I try to have variety of what goes on in my brain. So that's what I'm about. I will tell you how I interpret your two channels. And that would be, and Pete, I'll start with you. Is that if you want somebody who's got a sense of humor, I watch your channel for your humor. And I think a lot of times when you're the funniest, when you're not trying to be funny. And I have that trait a little bit about myself. I used to, when my kids, I get mad at them and they would laugh at me. And I'm like, what? They say, you're so funny when you're mad. And I'm like, I'm not trying to be funny. So I think when you're trying to be serious, you're actually funny. And it's the dark humor, it's INFP humor. So
Yeah.
that's very much enjoyable. And I've had a lot of comments from people that they don't mind your accent.
They don't mind it?
Your accent.
They don't mind it. They love it.
They love it or they tolerate it? I'm not sure.
No, everybody in the world loves the Australian accent. That's just
nice. I'll remember that.
I hear that on every TV show, every whatever. Oh, where are you from? Are you a Brit? And they say, no, I'm Australian. Oh, I love that accent.
Yeah, I have got that a lot. But I get more comments that I sound obviously not in Australia. I think when I was in the US and yeah, especially in the US, I was mocked by some Americans who would go, want a cup of tea, governor, and doing all these British things at me to mock me. And I'm like, okay. Yeah.
I have decided though, because I've heard the Brit accent a whole lot over here, and I've heard the Australian accent a whole lot online. And to me, it's if you sound like a Brit, then you're Australian.
All right. Yep.
Because I don't think the British sound that British, not over here in the States anyway.
I've certainly met a lot of British people who I think might be Australian, and that makes no sense. But I mean, yeah, there's certain accents that yeah. Anyway, but that's good to know.
It's discernible, yeah. So
I like all your accents.
Yeah, everybody
Ingrid's
wants to know
accent,
my accent wherever I go, and I tell them I'm from North Carolina, and they say no, that it's usually Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, the backwards places. I just say where it's perceived as being the backwards places of the country. So yeah, everybody knows more about my accent than me, by where I'm from. I mean, I'm sitting.
Wait, what about Ingrid?
Huh?
What about Ingrid though? Ingrid, do people get your accent or understand that it's Swedish?
No. I don't know really what accent I have because I grew up in France.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit of a mix of.
Usually in Swedish people understand that like I have some English something when I speak Swedish. And they're like, what? You come from France? And then they're like completely confused.
Oh, right. I love that. Really just.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess that, I guess I sound more like I'm an American when I speak other languages. But then when I speak English, I don't know what accent I have.
When you speak English.
Okay. From somewhere.
Kind of sounds Swedish to me, but with a mix.
A European accent.
European accent. Yeah, European accent.
Nondescript.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only time I recognize, Ingrid, the only time I recognize your accent really and truly, and you could pass for somebody to say, is you don't use the TH like we do. It's the D.
Yeah, I know.
You go like utter.
I used to laugh about that, about me. He would always go like, I would say that, instead of saying that. And he would laugh at that while I was a kid. Because he's American, so he obviously says things correctly,
Yeah, the correct American way.
So
the correct American way.
Yeah, this is a question that comes in my brain, and I'm going to try to be a viewer now. And well, I am a viewer for you too. But Ingrid, it's like when you talk about work, and I'm thinking and you say, well, I'm telling this person this, and I'm telling this, and I'm listening to it in English, and it just occurred to me the other day, you're probably telling them in Swedish. And it just
I mean,
so you speak so you're speaking Swedish when you're in Sweden.
Yeah, I always forget that too. I just assume she's just speaking in English with all the stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I sometimes just go a little bit Swinglish. I
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
the Swedish people understand English, so like if I
Mm.
slip an English word, they'll understand.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yes, my stories, they're happening in Swedish. It's just that they're in English. I've translated it out on the spot.
Automatically translating.
Yes, like an interpreter,
Yeah, that's right.
basically.
oh, okay.
The INFP interpreter for the INFPs.
Yeah, we need one. We need someone to do it.
It's hard.
I know for a while when I lived in Germany that summer, and then I wasn't around anybody speaking English except the people I went with. When I got home, I started dreaming in German, and then when I got home, I found myself speaking in one sentence. It would be like some words in English, some words in German, and some words in French, because I had more French. I can't, I stink at it, but I did take like 4 years of French in school, and I would just have all kinds of language, whatever word would pop up, I guess because of what I was listening to. And so it was, it didn't occur to me to other people, like, what are you talking? What are you talking about? And I'm like, oh gosh, I'm brainwashed.
Yeah, just mix them all together. I'm very jealous, by the way, as someone who can't really speak any other language, really. Very jealous.
Also, when you traveled, you just spoke English?
Yeah, except in Japan, I can speak a bit of Japanese and tiny
Oh,
bit of Spanish, but all very, very basic. But I usually resort to English. Yeah. I'm just
well, I didn't say,
Australia's got a weird mentality where we
I
just
didn't,
feel,
yeah,
yeah.
didn't say I was good at it. The people who live there, I totally annoyed because it was so bad, but nobody, I mean, Americans didn't know the difference. And when I got back home, they didn't know the difference.
Yeah, I got complimented on my amazing Spanish at karaoke at the end of last year. I remember because I was singing the Macarena but I was just doing mock Spanish, which is very offensive if I think about it. But people were like, "Wow, how do you?" And I was like, "It was all mock. None of those were real words." And like, they were. They were. All these people who don't know Spanish were insisting. So, oh well. Sure, I know Spanish.
Yeah.
I had an English professor one time in college, and because I was an English lit major, which was a very high lucrative major. And she, in one class, I forgot what class it was, but she said, if you say any word 3 times, it becomes a real word. So sometimes, and I've remembered that after 50 years. So once in a while, I'll say a word I like, which is not a word, and I'll say it to myself 3 times. I say, okay, now it's a word.
Yep.
Mm.
We could
In
develop
France,
an
they have
INFP language.
this thing where you pretend that you're eating yogurt if you want to sound like you're speaking English. And they've made this song where they just singing a bunch of nonsense words, but it sounds like it's American. It's a
If you're
French
eating
guy.
yogurt,
Yeah, it's a French guy, and he pretends that he's eating yogurt, and he
Oh,
sings
I have to watch
things
this.
in English, but there's no words that make sense, and it really
Uh,
sounds like it's English.
All right, I have to watch this. There's a
Look that
1970s
up.
Italian disco song like that. It's
Sounds
just,
sounds like it's done. I might put it in
well,
the description of the video or something.
yeah.
Mm.
We've been a bit distracted from accents and dialect. Wait, where were we? I think we're getting a bit
I don't know.
INFP. This is
we're
exactly what
talking
happens when
about,
INFPs talk.
we're going to segue. This is a good segue.
Okay.
See how you do this? You just say the word segue. We're segueing into what we're doing for 2024, either personally, professionally, or INFP, whatever you want to do.
That's right. Who goes first? Me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I just handed in my last assignment for my library diploma, so I should graduate next week, sort of, you know.
Yay.
And yay! So
Yay.
so my plan in 2024 is to find a job in a library and not go completely. Well, I'm broke now, but I am meeting someone in the next 2 hours to sell my favorite guitar, just to get me across the line into 2024. I'm a bit upset. But us INFPs have to make sacrifices for our poor financial decisions that we made a year ago. So that's what I'm doing, and I'll get over it. And yeah, so next year I want to be working as a library technician while being continue making these videos, and I want to get back to being a cartoonist as well. Those are my plans for next year, and travel again.
So you're a cartoonist?
Yeah, I think so. I've got a video coming out soon about it on YouTube. But well, by the time it comes out, it'll be out. But I started off as a cartoonist for a kids magazine, and it became a bit of a joke amongst my friends. I got fired from the magazine that I was a cartoonist for, but I've always kept the cartoon going, and I think it's a lifelong thing I want to do, just for the storytelling aspect. I think I just find the drawing aspects a mix of fun, therapeutic, and very stressful. And because I'm not a good drawer, but I'm an intense drawer if I focus. So anyway, I want to put that as my number one thing for my career for the rest of my life. I think I made the decision when I was 10, really, that I just wanted to be a cartoonist and a writer, and everything sort of works around that, including YouTube, I guess.
So now the real vondelpete is coming out here.
Yeah, that is the real vondelpete, yeah.
Yeah.
I get, yeah.
So that'll be interesting, and you could do a whole subsection. Oh, here I go with NE now.
Yep.
You can do a
I'm all
whole
open to anything.
you can do a whole nother channel or subsection of your cartoon.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Just like an artist YouTube channel or something like that, and make it like fast speed drawing or something like
But
that.
keep the INFP part in there, I think.
Keep the INFP part in there. I think,
Or not.
I wonder. I never know. The
I mean,
INFP thing's been working pretty well for me because of the people I chat to. I think it's very clever. I think it's very clever that I've got an INFP channel because INFPs are so nice and great, and like it has actually like really impacted my life in a big way. Not just the INFPs, like everyone comment, a lot of INTPs and INFJs and ISFJs and whatever ISFPs, but like it's like attracting very good people to my channel, and that makes my life feel better. I'm doing it for therapeutic purposes, I think.
I think we all are.
Yeah, I guess so. Hope we all are.
I think a lot of people do. Whatever content they are. I don't know about the gamers. I'm getting into being recommended the gaming stuff, and I watch some of that, and I don't understand it, but yeah, but I think it is good therapy. Can be.
Yeah, it can be, and it can be the opposite if you don't control it, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's a whole nother chat.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm working on a project of how to. It's not about me. I don't want to talk about me, but that with that in having been said, I'm working on how to frame the connection between addiction and INFPs, the propensity for addiction in INFPs.
I was just talking about this with an INFP friend last night.
Oh, really?
My INFP friend, I was out drinking with him till 1 a.m, and he said, "Peter, do you think INFPs have a tendency to have addiction problems?" And I said, "Yes." And I left it at that.
So anybody watching the comments below, put your addiction down there. We'll take care of it. Okay, so Ingrid, it's your turn. What about 2024? What do you want to do for the YouTube channel? What do you want to do at home? What do you want to do wherever? And I just want to say real quick, I appreciate it. I started watching you when you were in med school, and I enjoyed the medical. I don't know why. I just like health and stuff, the medical end of it. And then you've gone from that and to other things, and then getting your driver's license, and then crochet, poetry, and then it's more like a stream of consciousness thing to me, which I think is endearing to a lot of people, and they relate to it. So what else are we going to see from Radish Raven in 2024?
I don't really know, because it's just like I do kind of video journaling, vlogging, whatever you call it. I mean, I'm still doing my crochet, so I find that pretty relaxing to do the videos with the crocheting. It's basically like I just have a need to like talk to the camera. Like I talk to myself all the time. I just walk around and I talk to myself. And then so sitting down and actually doing the video, that will always happen, I guess, whether I put it on YouTube or not. But I don't know what's coming. I mean, I'll just see as I go. Sometimes an idea will pop up and then I'll be like, I've had unfortunately the videos that are health related are those that are least views. So it kind of doesn't really give incentive to do those. Also, the crocheting ones are the least viewed.
Yeah.
The ones that are most viewed are the ones where I'm like complaining about my life, basically. So I guess I'll be doing more of that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You need to ruin your life for more views. That's the mission.
Yeah,
I'm gonna do that
that's
too.
the mission.
Well, see,
Yeah.
I see,
Down.
yeah, I see that a lot as
True.
being the INFP stereotype, though. I mean,
Yeah,
not
that's
Yeah,
true.
not
well,
having
Yeah.
these
people want to see.
experiences, but that to me shows. I better be quiet. But when I'm watching, because I have you Roku TV, so I watch it all on TV, so big screen, not my computer or phone. And then I do notice how many views people have, and whatever I'm watching, I look at the views. I'm a stat person. And I have noticed that, and I'm thinking, which is a whole lot more than being depressed. Why does it like 500 people want to watch you be depressed?
Yeah.
And only
Yeah,
20
well,
want to
people
watch you
just
get
want
your
to see me
driver's
be
license.
depressed. So,
I know. I
yeah,
always
no, I
want to
mean,
make a video like that. You know, my life is over, me looking sad as the thumbnail, and then talk just about being an
yeah, no,
INFP.
I don't think that you've made a video like that, vondelpete. Like,
No, well, it's a bit,
and neither you be. I mean, I've done several of these sad videos, but it's like
but not like that.
I don't know where else. But it's like there's more to my channel than just my sad chat, like my sad videos. But
Right.
that's where I
There's
get
a,
most new people.
I see. To me, your channel's like I've got a great variety of different things, which is cool. Like, I want to do that more for my channel as well. I think it's good.
Well, what I
Yeah,
would
no,
say, what I would say is I saw that's kind of encouraging to me, and it's nice to hear. Yeah, I'll just say it's nice to. I need to work on my EQ, and it's never going to happen. But but what Ingrid was saying was it's discouraging if people don't watch it, don't have many views, or don't want to do that. I think that way a lot of times about my whole channel. I mean, I can go for weeks or months, and it's just like this has been here like a month, and there's only been 25 views, and why am I here? But I'm like, I'm not doing this. But I watch videos. I mentioned this before we started recording. I watch videos for creators who tell people how to be a YouTube creator. And that gives me motivation. One guy said, and it's one guy I watch all the time. I can't think what his name is, but he was saying something like, if you have 1,000 subscribers, that seems to be the magic word. That doesn't even apply anymore. If you have 1,000 subscribers, then you're doing better than 80% of the people on YouTube. and there are millions of creators on YouTube. So I will say to you, Ingrid, as I say to myself, when I see the 20 people, and then I'll get a comment. I will get a comment. If there's just like 20, somebody will say, this really resonated with me. And I thought, oh gosh, one person. Yes, it did. It meant something. And that might be an INFP thing, but I'm like, oh, I've got to do it more because I get discouraged. I'm not going to do this topic anymore. I'm not going to do this channel anymore, whatever. And then I just get that one little thing of, yes, it really hit me. And I'm like, oh, that just touched my heart.
Yep, me too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay. Well, I'll make those videos.
Yeah,
But,
so just keep it.
I'll have to figure out some new crochet thing to do because like I'm done.
So some people are appreciating. Just remember what this guy said, who's got millions of subscribers. I don't know who he is, but he said you're doing better than
Also
80%,
Don't
of
know.
the YouTube creators out there out of the millions.
Yep.
So we all are, even though we're all small, and people keep asking me, I never heard you before. I never heard about you before. And I'm like, well, I watch myself every day on YouTube. Why don't you watch it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I like watching my own videos. Like I'm talking to myself externally.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just record a thing and it's fine because I'm the only person who views it in my mind.
Mhm.
You know, it doesn't matter if somebody else is watching it. But otherwise, what 2024 has in stock for me is that I'll be doing my placements for medical residency. So I'll be going in psychiatry for 3 months, starting in January. And then during the autumn, I'll be in geriatrics. So I'm looking forward to like getting out of this little clinic place where I work and seeing something else.
That'll be very interesting. I wonder, will there be updates? Or what? Doesn't have to be. There might not be.
Updates. There'll be updates about how my work is going.
Okay, good. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I found that part interesting. We're not picking on you. We're just I've never talked to you before this. I might not talk to you again. I don't know, but I find it interesting because I know somebody who's an INFJ who went to medical school when she was older. Went to medical school, but I think she liked the classwork better than she liked the practice part. She quit during the residency, but she always talks about them. To me, I didn't know it. I looked it up. I never asked her, but I always assumed she was maybe going to be like a primary doctor because she always talks about the skeletal system, musculoskeletal, all the stuff. I don't know if she's interested in all that. Well, like I found out because I looked her up. I found out that she started her residency in psychiatry. And then something happened in her life and she just got disenfranchised with the whole medical model and she never practiced. And I'm working on something on this too, is trying to figure out I think it's NF thing because you're an INFP, she's an INFJ, and you're going down similar paths. And she's in the States and you're in Sweden. I mean, you don't know each other.
No.
And it's interesting how my path has crossed two people who are doing something similarly. They have the same issues, you know.
Yeah, no, it's not easy.
Yeah.
And at the moment, a lot of doctors are thinking of changing paths. So I think that's something that's global. I don't think it's just NFs. I think that we NFs have bigger dreams.
Well,
so doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Also, INFJs can be pretty, they have a vision, you know, and they go for it.
mm-hmm.
If that didn't fit for her, I think that I mean, I don't know her, but it sounds like the right thing for her to do.
Yeah, I mean, that was well over a decade ago. She just never she just never, finished. She did a few months of residency, something happened in her personal life, and she said, I'm just not going back. And that was in psychiatry, and I thought she was in primary. I mean, I never asked her, but it's just interesting. Yeah, it is difficult, but I thought that was an interesting kind of thing. It's more of a sensory. She did tell me those she enjoyed working the shifts in the hospital doing her rounds when she was not the what is the internships and things. When the bosses weren't there, when I had the video of INFPs is not what you do for your job, it's the time of day. With institutions, we always do better when the bosses aren't there.
Well, I kind of like my boss, so I'm lucky, I guess. I'm really happy working 9 to 5, to be honest, because I don't need to work weekends and nights and stuff. But I do get, but if you don't like your boss, then working night shifts is pretty relaxing because you're alone.
Mm-hmm.
I do think also though that when you're a doctor, like if you're, it depends on your position in the hierarchy, because doing night shifts gets more difficult the further you go in the hierarchy. So if you're an older doctor, a senior doctor, then you have much more responsibility nighttime than if you're a junior doctor. So yeah. But I did like that video that you did. What was it? About INFPs and work, or what it was. I don't remember the title.
Yeah, working then. Yeah, it wasn't the night shift, but it was basically. I got the gist I got from that video was, yeah, avoid the bosses and being left alone, which I used to do. I used to do late night office jobs and feel a sense of relief. But it's been a long time since I did that. But I did end up enjoying the 9 to 5 by the time I was about 24, I think, because I started realizing you can get into this rhythm of doing things before work and after work. I think I used to hate working late shifts because I would build up my anxiety through the day where I felt I couldn't go anywhere or do anything, just waiting to work at 4 p.m. And I felt like it was negatively impacting my time. But this is a long time ago. I haven't done a shift like that. Like, I don't know, 15 years or something.
Yeah.
That does happen. I mean, where we're talking now, the time is 8:00 p.m. my time. I didn't do anything all day long. I stayed home. I stayed in the house. I slept all afternoon. I just said I can't go anywhere or do anything because I got to do this at 8:00.
Well, for me, I mean, it's a good time for me now, but because I've got my ISFJ friend who you might have seen in a past video,
Right.
We've got a routine every morning on Sunday of meeting for brunch, and like I feel like I can't change the routine with an ISFJ friend, so I woke up extra early and we met 2 hours early to keep our routine in check, and I've come back to this. So anyway, but very easy for me. It's just very, very late for Ingrid.
But I can do this all night.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
Well, that's Sunday tomorrow or today, depending on how you.
So 2 of you are in Sunday. So Sunday did go well. So I've got a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, take it from me. It's nothing to be afraid of.
Okay. That reminded me when it was the year 2000 and I was on a chat. Back then we didn't have all this stuff, but we had chats, relay chats and channels, and I was on a channel and with people there from all over the world. And that's where I learned that I had a lot of good friends in Australia. So we got this idea that we had people on standby because they were saying in 1999 at the year 2000 New Year's that everything, the grid was going to go off, everything was going to blow up, whatever. So in 1999 we had people on standby online and on every continent, and I think it started like in Australia, what the day comes first.
Probably New Zealand.
So Sydney was on, yep, and they reported what happened, and then we went around. I think
And you're alive.
the west coast of the States, I think in that area was like the end of it. But I stayed up the whole time to listen. How is it? Check in. Is it okay there?
The millennium bug. Oh no.
Yeah, simple pleasures. Those were the days. Simple pleasures. That was
Yeah.
when I say when Al Gore invented the internet, but that's my inside joke, and I know that's not a joke, but that is my inside joke. All right, so I want to know, we'll wrap it up. I appreciate it, but I do one thing I want each one of you to say, if you have an idea. Let's turn the tables. That's what Brendan likes to do. He turned the tables on me when I interviewed him. And out of the blue, let's turn the tables. Ask your viewers a question. You know who a lot of your viewers are. Some we have all three, and some we have specifics. And because I like to read the comments, so I know who your viewers are, even if I can't remember their names. But just ask them a question or say something to them as a send off, and then we'll wrap it up.
Wait, I don't think I understand.
Well, we're talking about ourselves and we're asking each other questions.
Yeah.
Talk to your viewer just like you were talking, and just say something that you want them to know, or ask them a question, or ask them, do you have anything you want to know from the viewers, your specific viewers?
Is this a single specific viewer, or is this putting them all together?
All of them.
Well, however you want to do that.
Oh, okay.
You're asking hard questions here.
This is to Schumann, the INTP, who's a very loyal and great viewer. Lots of love to Schumann.
And I don't know where you are, Schumann. You don't comment on my channel anymore. Okay, that's the Schumann. Okay.
Schumann, be honest about INFPs. You must have met some INFPs you hate. That's my question. You seem to love INFPs. He's just so nice, that's all. I don't know.
You're too nice.
Yeah, too nice, that's what I'm saying. And I don't mean that, by the way. Keep being nice.
So Schumann's an INTP?
Yeah.
No, I grew up around them. The first half of my life, I was an INTP.
Yeah, and you've transitioned into INFP, but they are very similar types. I
well,
think.
I'm like 50-50. Yeah, so I understand INTP. Yeah. So you have that one thing to say to Schumann. Hello, Schumann. I know you're going to be watching.
Yeah.
Comment
below, respond. You have a rebuttal here. We're debating. I feel like I'm in a debate now.
I want to thank all the people who comment and view, and yeah, you make it's a joy to have the interactions with all of you. I'll say that's not a question. I don't know. What's Ingrid think?
I'll say that's something.
Well, I wanted to send a question to Schumann, but now you've done that, so you can't have all the questions. Poor guy. Now, well, we've been having a discussion with Schumann about we keep sending each other like stereotypical German videos because he's German. So it's this guy on YouTube called Liam Karp, and he keeps sending me these so these past few days we've just been sending that back and forth. And I just want to tell Schumann that he's not traumatizing me with sending me tons of messages. It's fine. You can send me messages. Once you've been let in, just send me messages, send the comments. Don't worry about overwhelming me with comments. Okay. And that goes for everybody who's watching my channel. Like, there are some people on my channel that I love seeing again and again. And there are people that I don't like seeing, but those people I just delete. So if you realize that you've just been deleted, then you know. The rest of you, you're allowed to do whatever you want. That's what I have to say to my viewers. I don't have a question for them. I'm just glad that they're there.
And can I say again, just to interrupt, can I get more of those comments that Ingrid sometimes gets, like really creepy comments? Can I please have some of them? Because I would actually love some of those creepy comments. I feel a bit left out. I want to say that as well.
Oh, you want to get all of the poetry that I get? That I'm a beauteous angel or whatever the last weird comment I got was. Yeah, you can get some of mine.
I would love to get a comment like that. I saw that comment on your video.
I was like, what?
YouTube angel.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, as long as you don't send me those kinds of comments, like just you can send me messages, comments, and the like.
Yeah. And send me anything, everyone. Just
Yes.
send away.
Something to vondelpete's channel.
Send them all to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a loaded statement saying send you anything.
Well, let's see what happens.
Well,
I want a video. I want a report on that. You have to.
Sure. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I have about the same thing to say. I enjoy, I know, and I'll speak for Brendan, who during our interview, he said that what kept him from doing a YouTube channel years ago was the comments. He was afraid of the comments, but now he loves the comments. And I can say that about the same thing. I enjoy the comments more than anything else. And I will read a comment to a video that's not mine and not watch the video. Because I have, I'll just scroll and I'll just read the title. I thought, well, that's an interesting title. What did the comments say? And I get a bigger kick out of comments all the way around. And I noticed mine's about dried up. They don't have that much to say. Now they're talking again, but I haven't had to delete anybody. In the beginning, I did. It's the one person, but I think she's not there because I think I took her off.
Okay.
But yeah, she was arguing with me, and I know I'm right. So you can't change our minds. We do know the truth. So we so anyway, but I do appreciate all that. I appreciate everybody who's done the collaborations with me. Appreciate you two being here. And I will say I'm reading my notes. I will show everybody. I did make a whole list. This is how I travel. I make an itinerary, and then that's what happens to it. But I wanted to say, because Pete mentioned this in the last video I saw about being in the personality database. And so I got curious. Curiosity didn't kill the cat, it killed the INFP. So I got curious and I looked us all up, and we're all there. Who put me there? But we are, yes. Somebody.
I know that there's a guy who put me there a while ago. And somebody types me as an ESTP because I was selling your brain split. Yes. It was just a joke vote, but because I was bragging about the bracelets I was making.
Yeah.
That's why the results are skewed, the statistics.
ESTP. That's so you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, I was surprised that I wasn't surprised you all were there. I was surprised that I was there. Somebody put they're like 5 votes. They all say I'm INFP, which is interesting because in the comments I get a lot of INFJ. That's what I'm going to say. I am going to get typed. I've already got it planned out in my brain, which 9 times out of 10 my plans don't work because it involves other people.
Yeah.
But I have got it planned out. But yeah, but I'm there. But they do the Enneagram type, and one put 4-wing 5, which is what I have typed as. But somebody said I am a 6-wing 7, I think, or 7-wing 6. The one that's the buddy, and I looked it up, and I thought, oh, that's nice. I'm a buddy, and I thought, no, I have no friends, and I don't want to be a buddy. I want to be the vixen. I want to be the this.
The vixen.
I don't want to be just a
Enneagram,
buddy.
but yeah.
I want to be the vixen. Isn't
Yeah.
what's
I'm the
what's
buddy,
Enneagram?
My Enneagram is 6'7".
Yeah, that's what I
So
thought.
So yeah, it's kind of a silly name, but that's what I am, I guess.
Mm.
Oh, so you're
I just gotta
6'7"?
accept that.
You're
Yeah,
the
I'm
buddy?
6'7". I'm the buddy,
You're the buddy.
apparently.
Yep, I don't feel like I'm anybody's buddy. I'm alone all the time. I have no friends, so I gotta be the buddy. But anyway, yeah,
Mm.
I'd rather be the 4-wing 5 bohemian. That sounds better.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that you say that means that you're a 4-wing 5.
A 4-wing 5?
Yeah, because you want to be unique.
Mm.
You caught yourself there.
Yeah, we want to be alone, and then we complain because we are alone.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's a whole nother topic, and there's a whole nother day of talking. But yeah, so I said this is going to be half an hour, and it's not. It's been close to an hour, but
Oh, yeah.
have fun. I had fun. All the viewers, if you would like to download this in the podcast, I'll just say this will be on Spotify. Should be. And we're having a lot of downloads for the collaborations. I appreciate that too. And we want to tell everybody just on the count of 3, we want to tell everybody just we appreciate you and Happy New Year. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.